what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Loki Kia in Clearwater, Florida, and guess what? We have a 2020 redesigned Forte GT. Let's talk a little bit about Kia and the Forte. So Kia's been around early 1990s. The Forte is really that compact car that's meant to go up against the likes of the Honda Civic, Toyota Corolla, Mazda 3. Now what's interesting about the GT is that this one is geared a little bit more kind of targeted towards the Civic Si. Now many of you know that have watched videos here on Rady's Rides, when it comes to the Civic Si, you can only get it one way and one way only, and that's with a 6-speed manual. With this Kia Forte GT, you actually have your choice. You could get your 6-speed manual, or you can get a 7-speed dual clutch DCT transmission. So let's go ahead, dive into this Kia Forte GT and see, really, is it the compact car performance value with lots of flexibility? Right off the bat, I like the styling with what they did with the front end of the business. Made it look very aggressive, very low, very wide. Headlight housing, great shape, lots of silver inside, which actually works with this blue. Normally I don't like a ton of silver, but it's a flat silver instead of shiny chrome silver. You have your projector beam, LED headlight, everything else deep inside there is blacked out. We work our way down, you have some exterior lighting, functional side air curtain. This area here though is fake, so I am gonna zonk that. Could have just left it smooth. I do like the aggressiveness of how the lower lip spoiler sticks out on the corners. As we come across the front, you have the Kia badge, that tiger nose grille. So squeezed in the center, black chrome finish with a little bit of red accents, which is part of that Kia Forte GT. We drop down, horizontal flat black slots. You have a little bit of gloss black and LED fog lamps, which is a nice touch. And you can see the little lip extension that goes from that corner to the other corner, gives it a nice aggressive look. Now when we go up onto the hood, love the body lines. Very nicely raised area all the way back towards the windshield. Gives you a nice kind of dip on both sides. And from behind the wheel, you can see the peaks of these fenders. Very, very clean. Now, as we come around the bend, you can see how these are extended out really for maximum airflow. This is a wheel and tire setup specific to the Forte GT. So 18-inch wheel, 225 on the width, 40 series sidewall. You got your Kia badge, a little bit of red around there, machined and dark metallic gray. Works well with the blue. As we go down the side, no fake vents or anything, nice clean look. On the Forte GT specifically, you have the gloss black mirror caps, slim and trim on the LED turn signals, and no sunroof or anything, which is okay with me. I like the lower sill extension, and that's the one thing to remember. On this Forte GT, you could option this up to a GT2, which would give you more options like a sunroof. But I like the color matched door handles, and I even like the flat black here. A lot of times that gloss black, it doesn't age very well. We keep working our way towards the rear, small quarter window. You have a blacked out shark fin antenna up top. And when we get to the tail end of the business, same story. Nice trunk lid spoiler, nice and low, black. We drop down, you're gonna get full LED lighting. I like that GT badge, has a nice look to it. One thing that is a zonk for me is where they put the turn signals. I wish everything was housed inside the taillight housing instead of having these two extensions on both sides where the turn signals and the backup light's fine, turn signal, that's a zonk. Nice, tasteful looking dual exhaust, real functioning exhaust, and a tasteful rear diffuser with a little bit of red trim to match the red that's in the grille. It's just this fake vent in the center. Just leave it smooth. Would have looked a lot cleaner, so that is a zonk. But other than that, very, very sporty from front to back. Let's pop the hood and see what's powering this Forte GT. All right, guys, we got the hood popped on the Forte GT. Underneath that hood, turbocharged goodness. You're looking at a 1.6 liter turbocharged engine. That's an inline 4. At the end of the day, 201 horsepower, 195 pound-feet of torque. The wonderful thing is for people who don't want to drive manual or can't drive manual, this one, you can have it both ways. Like I said, this particular one has the 7-speed DCT, weighs in at a very light 2,762 pounds. MPGs, 27 in the city, 35 on the highway. So you could get that overall sporty feel, plus you could get a good return on the MPGs. 0 to 60 around 5.9 seconds or so from a dead stop. Front wheel drive, of course. Why don't we go ahead though, let's check out that interior and see, does the Forte GT bring the performance from the outside into the interior? All right guys, on the inside of the Kia Forte GT, I know you're probably at that point, well Joe, if you're comparing this against a Honda Civic Si, it better have a nice good MSRP because Honda brings a lot of value as well. On this particular one, the way it sits with the 7-speed DCT, you're looking at right around $22,000 for this particular one. Let's see what you get for the money. To the door panels. Now you're gonna have soft touch at the top, the middle, and on the armrest. You have this faux carbon fiber design, which is a gloss black. Actually looks pretty tasteful. Nothing too crazy where it looks too gaudy. I do like the red stitch work, and you do have a nice pocket for a bottle of milk and some Reese's peanut butter cups or PB&J sandwich. Make one at home and just leave it in there. Save yourself the money. Dash, I'm liking it. The round air vents on the side, nice aeronautical look. Even the little GT touch gives a nice overall feel. Soft material, and then you get to the iPad style. Reminds me of an Audi. The way that it's positioned, the height of it, that's an 8-inch screen, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. It's got the nice swipe feature, really easy to navigate through and whatnot. We drop down, you have your radio controls, another set of AC vents. Here's your start-stop button, tasteful gloss black rings on the AC controls. Now it's just standard AC, not dual climate, which is fine with me. You have a nice little cubby up here for your circus peanuts. You can line them up. If you go GT2, this is actually a wireless charging pad, so that is smart. You do, though, have connectivity out the wazoo. 12-volt USB, another USB, and an aux jack, and a pocket for your bags of M&Ms. This is going to control that 7-speed DCT. Let me put it in reverse, show off the back camera. Not the clearest, but not the worst either. And you do have the trajectory, which is a nice touch as well. Next to the shifter, you do have different drive modes, and we're gonna go back to the screen because when you go through your different drive modes, it shows up. So you have sport, smart, normal, and then back to sport. My advice, just leave it in sport. It's gonna adjust how the transmission, the engine communicate with one another. 2 simple cup holders. This area, it's a little on the rental car side, so I am gonna zonk that. You do have a good old-fashioned e-brake. Armrest, that's a big no-no. It's made out of rubber, so not very comfortable at all. Lift it up though, you have another USB, and you have a place to stack up some Twinkies in there. Seats, I like the design, they're very comfortable. You have the GT embroidery, the red stitch work, the leather sides with the piping, very, very soft. Manual controls for both passenger and driver, but you can go up to GT2 and get more options. Black headliner, kind of goes with the overall sporty feel in this. Why don't you come on over to the business end though? This steering wheel is gonna blow your mind. Come check it out. All right guys, business time. Behind the wheel, you do have your manual controls. They're easy to figure out and operate, so you want more, you go GT2. Steering wheel though, on the money. The thickness, the stitch work, the perforated sides looks very, very high end. Flat bottom steering wheel with the GT logo there. You have your thumb controls. Then you have your dash. The dash makes sense. Analog tach, analog speedometer. That digital display I am going to zonk in the center. It's very, very dated, but you can go through different information in there like transmission temp. How often do you see that on any car? Very nice that Kia brought information. Paddles on the back of the steering wheel to go up and down that 7-speed DCT. They're a good size and they're attached to the steering wheel. Overall, I got plenty of headroom in here. Plenty of shoulder room. Let's try out that back seat since this is a 4-door compact sedan. All right, guys, back seat time. It's nice because you got plenty of headroom in here, especially compared to some of the competitors like the Mazda. Lots of headroom in here. Backs of the seats do have the plastic, and you only have one cargo net, so I am going to zonk that. The plastic, I know that people with kids, you're cool with that because you'd rather them mess this up than the leather. You do get rear AC, so that's a big plus. No connectivity, not even a 12-volt. So would like to at least see a 12-volt. Take the one that's in here, the USB, and put it here. They already got plenty up front. Back here though, seats are comfy. I like the way they brought the whole stitch work and everything. Armrests, now we're talking. It's at a great height. It's a little firm, but you know what? The cup holder's in the right spot. Flip it back. Let's check out the cargo area and see, does this compact car have a bunch of room back there? All right, guys, time to check out what kind of junk we can put in the trunk. Before we do that, Here is your Forte key fob. It almost looks like a miniature Stinger GT key fob. Very, very tasteful. I like the buttons, nice touch, nice weight to it. Want to open the trunk, you hold it down, up she goes. Look at the space, nice wide opening. Those seats are going to do the 60-40 split. And I'm very surprised how low the cargo floor is in here, which is a nice touch to put some taller items in here. You could load that up with Twinkie boxes until the cows come home. But let's get to the best part. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's take this Kia GT for a spin. All right, guys, we're in the 2020 Kia Forte GT with that 7-speed DCT. Of course, you do have a tilting and telescoping steering wheel. Right away, I like the seats in this car. They're very, very supportive and comfortable. One thing that I've noticed compared to like a Honda Civic, you're not sitting so low in the car. I feel like even when you have the seats adjusted a little higher, you still feel like you're sitting down low in the seat for the Civic. I do like the interior. I wish that digital display, like I said earlier, in between the tach and the speedometer was a little bit larger, but very, very smooth, you know. And the great news is 7-speed DCT. I think it's a great transmission for this particular class of car, and gives you the flexibility that if you can't drive manual, they offer it. Or if you don't want to drive manual, I understand some of you have some pretty hellish drives to work and whatnot with traffic, and I get it. I totally understand. Technology in these transmissions much better. Steering wheel, great thickness, great feel. I have it in sport mode, which is going to adjust all the different parameters of how this car drives. But even in traffic here on a rainy day in Florida, very, very smooth. Like the infotainment system, I think it's at a great height. It's not going to be too intrusive. You do have lane keep assist and the other different pieces of safety technology that you want to have nowadays to keep you safe, help you arrive alive. Visibility out the front windshield's great, back window's good. Center headrest is a little large, but nothing to be too worried about. Brake pedal, it's in a good location, has overall great feel and feedback. I even like the touches, like they have the aluminum dead pedal, brake pedal, and gas pedal. And that's the nice touches. You're gonna get all of that, all with the nice aluminum look to it. All right, guys, let's do an acceleration test. I have it in manual shift mode, second gear, on throttle. Shifts are very quick with the paddles. To put it into manual shift mode, you're just going to take the shift lever and tilt it over to the left. You can use the shifter if you want to shift. My advice is use the paddles if you're going to go the manual shift route. They're perfectly placed, not too big, not too small. And the challenge with the actual shifter is they have it backwards, the shift pattern. I like to pull back on the shifter to go up a gear, and then push forward on the shifter to go down a gear. It's reversed on this Kia, which I think from all the different Kias that I've driven, I think they're all like that. So just something to be aware of if you want to shift that route. If not, the paddles are perfectly fine. It does have a gear indicator in the lower left to let you know what gear you're in. I want to do another acceleration test here on throttle. Shifts very, very quick, very smooth, and you get off and running. 0 to 60 about 5.9 seconds is nothing too shabby for this class of vehicle, and it's nice just to have options. I know everybody's going to say Honda with the reliability and all that. I'm telling you, Kia has definitely changed the name of the game and is up their quality. The interior is really, really nice, the black with the silver and everything. And overall placement and everything just makes sense. Easy to get to the infotainment system. You got all that connectivity down there. We've been in more expensive cars where they basically give you a shoestring and a pair of cans if you want to try to have communication with anything. Here you're going to have all that connectivity, 12 volts, USBs, aux jack, the whole 9 yards. Plus, if you go to GT2 level, you can get wireless charging in there as well, and you're still not going to break the bank. Third gear, on throttle. You actually get a nice sound too. I'm actually digging the sound coming from not only the front of the car, but also the back of the car as well. Suspension is actually comfortable. If you think that, hey, if you put in sport mode and all that, it's gonna be so much like a little sport compact race car, it's gonna shake you to death. No, The ride is very nice, very supportive. The seats are, and the back seats, you got plenty of room to take your passengers down your favorite twisty road and show them some of your corner carving skills. All right, guys, another acceleration test in second gear on throttle. Goes all the way up to red line, which is at 6,500 RPM. Super smooth. You could get yourself into trouble real quick with this car. So if you think if it's really slow and it barely goes over the speed limit, no. 201 horsepower, turbocharged engine. You're not waiting a long time for the boost. And the nice thing is you don't have rev hang. Even in the manual, you don't have rev hang in this thing. So that's another nice feature. But let's see how she handles on the brakes. Super smooth, second gear. Turn onto the highway here, hitting the brakes. Pulling out, first gear. Little bit of tire spin, little bit of wheel hop. The road is damp, I'll give it that. But surprisingly, I'm telling you, it drives really, really well. I actually enjoy driving this car, even with the DCT. And if you don't want to go on a mag route, you don't have to. Just like on its bigger brother, the Stinger, when you turn on your windshield wipers, it lets you know in that digital display what speed you're on, which is another nice touch. And I'm telling you, visibility in this thing is great. And just enough sound. I'm enjoying the sound actually coming from this thing. But anyways, hopefully it gave you a nice overview feel of what this car is about. We're gonna get back to Loki Kia and wrap this one up, so I will see you in a split second. All right, guys, another great day here at Loki Kia. Definitely got to thank Robert, Danny, the rest of the crew. Is this a competitor to go up against the Honda Civic Si and the other compacts from Mazda and Toyota and Hyundai? For sure, 100%. Gives you performance, gives you some flexibility and some unique styling. But if it's cars like these that you like to see on Rady's Rides, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Rady's Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description. Get yourself some Rady's Rides merch. Got to give it up to Big Guns McGee, Tom Moschner, getting another Kia on camera. He's liking this brand. He wants a Stinger GT fully loaded. So we'll get that for him real quick. Thank you, Tom, for your hard work. And just like always, I'll see you on the next ride.